They, though, are worried about a big spike in shoplifting over the festive and New Year period.
Yeah, official figures show a 25% increase in thefts compared with last year. The National Police Chiefs Council said it was committed to tackling offenders and supporting retailers in reducing shoplifting. We're joined now by their Chief Executive, Neil McKay, who runs a hardware shop in Cambridge. Neil, what are you having nicked at the moment?
Well, over the years, we've had pretty much everything, Nick. Last a couple of weeks ago, we had some people come in with cable cutters, and they cut the cables on power tools and were stealing those and going off. I provide all the information to the police, and generally they do follow it up if I provide good enough CCTV. But I don't get enough bobbies actually in the shop.
Right, and so you've started a petition online related to that, saying you want police to attend every retail shop theft. How's that petition going?
It's going okay. It's not the sexiest of subjects, to put it mildly. But I've been campaigning for the last 10 years on the subject. I started a campaign a few years ago, which was to get rid of the word shoplifting and call it what it is, theft. The latest incarnation of my petition online, which, if anybody wants to look it up, is petition 644795. Really one to get your head around, but it basically asks police to attend every shoplifting, shop theft incident. I know that sounds impractical in these days when they've all got budgets to consider and what have you. Every time I speak to the local police commissioner, he says, "Yeah, I'd love to do more, but we've got more serious things to worry about."
Can you talk me through what happens then after you've had people come in with cable cutters and nicking power tools that are pretty high value? You then notify the police, and then what happens?
Well, they do have a system, and I think it's pretty much all over the country, where you can actually upload all your CCTV footage to them and give them their due. They do come back often several months later saying, well, we caught that guy stealing somewhere else, or guy or gal stealing somewhere else, and we used your footage in prosecuting them. But not enough people, not enough retailers have got the faith to actually do that and actually provide the information. I actually spoke to one company who, in the centre of town, it was a part of a national chain, where their head office had actually told them not to bother to report crime because it wasn't worth management time. And they had £40,000 worth stolen in 6 weeks prior to Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah, staggering, isn't it?
So with I'm just going to go back to the power tools. Does insurance cover you at all here?
Absolutely not. No. And that's what a lot of people think. It's a victimless crime. They think, oh, you're claiming it on your insurance. Absolutely not. They do not.
So that money, the money that you've invested in those goods is just gone.
Yeah, absolutely. And what people also don't realise is that at average retail margins, it takes 12 actual sales to real customers to actually get yourself back to the position you were in before one item was stolen. 12 sales. People think, oh, well, they'll make it back on the next sale. That's not the case. We've got overheads, we've got staff to pay, we've got rates to pay, we've got gas bills that are going through the roof, and this type of thing hugely affects the bottom line of all retailers. I stick my head above the parapet and shout about it. A lot of people just seem to wash it under sweep it under the carpet.
Do you sort of feel like just packing it all in?
No, most definitely not. We've been in business in Cambridge since 1912, family business, and we've got a fairly substantial operation. I've got my son's now involved in the business, and I want to see it carrying on into the future. In fact, what we are doing, for various reasons, is we're about to move our business, and when we move it, we will change the style of operation hugely, just because of shop theft. We're going to put an awful lot more product behind the counter. A lot of operations do this nowadays, and far less product visible and handleable by the public, because it's far too risky.
Do you have any security? Do you have security staff?
No, I don't. I mean, it's far too expensive because it's also very difficult to actually put a figure on precisely how much we're losing. Recently we had one of my staff built a security cabinet for putting all our pliers in, because we had identified we'd lost about £1,000 worth of those in the first 6 months of this year.
Right.
So a nice so in order for a customer they can identify it, see the product, but it has to involve a member of staff in unlocking the cabinet and making the purchase.
Have you considered things like having to ring a bell to get into the shop, and you unlock the door for customers sort of one by one?
No, that wouldn't be practical in our operation. We're a central sized shop. We'd be standing by the door all of the time.
Right, okay, yeah, fine.
Like an antique shop, it's a fairly substantial operation.
Well, really interesting talking to you, and I hope you have a good Christmas. Cheers, Neil.
Merry Christmas to you.
That's Neil McKay, who runs